Dr. Seela. Thank you, Dr. Seela. Dr. Seela, I think you've been holding it down for me on some other chat forums. I was informed. I think it was you, Doc. People was talking smack about a brother, and you was holding me down. Was that true? Were you representing? Were you supporting me? I appreciate you, Dr. Seela. And if it wasn't you, it was another doctor, so you're in good company. So thank you for doing that. Unlike Buck, who just making fun of my tie and shit. Yeah, he was making fun of my time, man. No, I didn't go to court today. I would have been earlier anyway. Like, you can go to court today? Buck didn't say that. I'm putting jokes in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say that. So what's up, people? Are y'all ready for some content, man? I'm kind of ready too. You know, I'm ready to put some business together for the people. We've been doing really well lately, guys. We've been doing it with our content. I got to tell you, man, it's going to be some pissed off people when they realize I don't like the Democrats either. Yeah, I think some people are like, oh, I like this guy. He's giving it to Charlie Kirk's in the scenes going at, yeah, you know. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But just know, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not used to independent. They're not used to it. The Trumpers did the same thing. MAGA thought, oh, Tim, he's in our pocket. Well, first of all, you don't pay me, so how could I ever be in your pocket? That's crazy talk. You know, I'm not one of these people who crash out and then and hope and pray that I'm going to get compensated. You know what I'm saying? I do what I feel is right to do. And, you know, nobody's perfect. I know people expect you to be. They expect you to be them. Whatever they would do, they think that's what you're supposed to do. And that ain't how it work out over here. You know what I'm saying? I do what I feel is right. So we're going to roll with that. It's been working for me all this time. Somehow I've been able to live indoors. May never be rich, but I'll always be able to look in the mirror. And it is what it is, Johnson. It is what it is. So tonight's a dope show. We got Pastors Debate, the Memphis National Guard. There's other stuff on there. I can't see it all. I think there's stuff on there about, oh, here it goes. We got some Charlie Kirk update stuff. People getting triggered. Candace Owens. Candace Owens starts kirking out. Got to be from D.C., know what I'm talking about. D.C. and Maryland. The DMV, kirking out. I got some other stuff I kind of want to surprise you with it, though. So let's just say, I came prepared tonight to rock. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I came tonight to make sure that we will have a forthright conversation. And remember, this show, it's not a show as much as it is a conversation. The better I get at doing this, the more to feel like I'm just your overdressed neighbor, just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I want it to be. I don't want it to be with a bunch of people putting on airs, people trying to be all fancy. You know, I dress up a little sometimes, but that's just because I come from that background. You know what I'm saying? I used to have to go to work and wear this type of stuff. So I got closet. I got clothes from when I had a real job. Yeah. And by the way, it is just what it is. It doesn't matter. No one cares. No one cares, Tim. No one cares. Here we go, guys. We got some stuff to get into tonight, man. I'm hoping that people are ready for it. Are we live? We're live on Facebook. We're live on X. If you're on Facebook or X, give it up. Hit the like button. Hit the repost button. Let's let the algorithm know the Tim Black Show is live. I've been seeing a lot of suspect activity online lately, fam. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be some hurt feelings. I'm going to have to hurt some feelings tonight, Johnson. Yeah, I'm going to have to hurt some feelings. Yeah, they're going to get their feelings hurt. It's okay, they'll be okay. It's just words, right? Iron Will up in the building. What's up, Iron Will? Yeah, there's going to be some hurt feelings, but that's okay, because they did it when they wouldn't shy when they was doing it. They wouldn't shy when they was talking. There it is. Uh-huh. It's Kyla. Okay. Thank you, Kyla. Oh, that's how you pronounce your name. Thank you, Kyla. She said, yeah, that was me. Okay. That's what's up. Thank you, Kyla. Yeah, man. Some channel was running my name through the dirt, you know. There's a lot of black people. There are a lot of black Americans that are they're feeding from the breast of Charlie Kirk. I don't know a better way to do it, man. They just, breastfeeding babies. They're just Charlie Kirk babies. I didn't even know this was a thing, fam. Now, I know this happens in Africa. I'll be watching I'll be on X or something, and I see a clip of some folks, in Africa. I don't know what country in Africa exactly. I know it's big. It's a continent. But there's certain religious groups that be just, I don't know what it is about the white people, man. Hey, Buck, if you want to be worshiped, go to Africa or something. I know people said, oh, they're getting them, and Trump had to rescue a bunch of South Africans. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's some people, man, they worship white folks. Oh, they worship white folks. I can say something, they be like, look at this nigga. I can say the exact same thing. I can say it first. You know what, black people, we got to stick together. We got to build our communities. We got to stand up against lawlessness and violence. And we got to protect our women. We got to band together to help raise our kids. And if you notice a child in your neighborhood that's struggling, that should be everybody's responsibility to put that young man on right, to put that man, to take that young man and help mold him and guide him the correct way. That's a community. That's what community is about. The Africans be like, this nigga. How much you get for that? How much you think he make? Talking this. You know he's trying to make money. He don't care. He's something suspect about him. I don't trust him. Then Charlie Kirk will come. He'll be watching my tape. He'll be like, oh, this is what the Negroes like. It's what blacks like. Okay. Seems harmless enough. Let's try to say it. You know what you need to do, Black America? You need to band together. You need to work together in your communities, blacks. And when you got problems, you need to band together and work together. And just because one of the black men in your community goes to one of the jails my dad built, he's locked up for an extremely long time compared to what a white guy would be. Walk it off. Don't be a victim, and band together and help raise his son. And don't go on the welfare where more white people are than black. Don't do it. And just band together and don't do the drugs that we do. Because when you do them, you go to jail at twice the rate. Yeah, black people, band together, do better, be together, unify. And don't listen to rap music, even though I was hanging out a lot with Kanye West. Yeah, because it made sense. But don't do it. Be better, even if you will only get half as far, because your gift will be in the afterlife. My name's Charlie Kirk. Now sign up and send money to Turning Point. And them Africans will hear Charlie Kirk say that and they be like, you shut up. Charlie's talking. Go, Charlie. I love it, Charlie. My wife, take my wife. Wife, go up there. Show him your big butt. Go shake it. Put it in front of Charlie. Yes. Make money and wishes and dreams come out. Charlie. Oh, Charlie's amazing. Charlie, could you just breathe on me, Charlie? Please, please, Charlie. Please. And I want y'all to know I'm only exaggerating a very little bit. Very slight exaggeration. I'm saying. Woo. What I've been experiencing, what I've been seeing online, it's a travesty. It is a travesty. It is a travesty, Johnson. Woo. It really is. But you know what? You know what? I'm trying to stop, Tim. Stop. Damn it, Tim Black, stop. There it is. Yeah, like common things that all of us have been saying for years. It was like, for some reason, because it came out of the mouth of Charlie, just trying to help us black folks. Why do you go help poor white people? There's a lot of poor white people. Y'all realize there's twice as many poor white people than there is poor black people? You realize that? I mean, it would have to be. You know, it's a lot more white people in our country. You ever been to Indiana? You ever been to Mississippi? You ever been to West Virginia? Yeah, have you been around this motherfucker? There are a lot of poor white people. Why wasn't he chastising them about their fentanyl use, their alcoholism, their spousal abuse, their PDF file stuff going on in it? Human trafficking. Why weren't all those issues being discussed? They just saved all his advice for the blacks. Yeah, we're going to have a good show tonight, man, because I'm going to go where people don't be going. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go where people don't be going, Johnson. It's a sad damn shame. Where will we start tonight? What's a good starting point, Tim Black? Where can we get people going here, Tim? I think we'll start with the pastors. Let's do the pastors, Tim. Because you already started preaching, Tim Black. Maybe if you start with pastors, people will still be engaged. Let's do it.
I don't care how much you disagree with Charlie Kirk. He did not deserve to be killed. And we should pray for his family.
Okay, I want to start right there, and I know it's quick to get into this, but I got to do it, Johnson. I just got to do it. Let's set up our screen. I'm sorry here, folks. Let's set up our screen a little bit. There we go. Don't want to compete with size, but for the most part, most black Americans, we're not going, Charlie deserved to be shot. Now, I know it's a lot of people that be on like TikTok, and they'll see a very emotional group of Gen Zers. I get it. It's not really that many. You think it's a lot, but it's not. It's just your timeline probably has 30 people. Black Americans, for the most part, I've been talking to a lot of Black Americans. I do a show that's Black American focused, so I have a lot of Black American followers, and I can tell you, a lot of Black Americans didn't even really know who Charlie Kirk was like that. They weren't really like on Charlie Kirk. So this idea that we'd be like, yeah, he deserved to be shot. A lot of Black people were worried about things that Black people worry about, like, bills. We were still having a conversation about the National Guard being deployed in D.C. We were looking at the National Guard might be going to Chicago, and this happened. We weren't thinking about Charlie Kirk. We were thinking about Chicago. We were thinking about what was happening in our own lives. We were thinking about, and that's just on the news cycle. A lot of us were thinking about the bills in our own households, thinking about our parents getting older, what we're going to do, how we're going to take care of them, thinking about our kids about to go back to school, how we're going to be able to do this, we can school shopping out the way. It's a lot going on in people's lives. And I think that's not just for Black Americans. I think that's for people in general. But Al ain't talking to white people. White people don't watch Al. He resembles Alf, but he doesn't have the universal crossover appeal that Alf had. That's Al. So I find it kind of weird that you feel like you even have to tell Black people that you shouldn't root for people that get shot if they don't know. Or to root for people to be that you don't know. Who does that? Why would anybody need to be told that a group, I'm saying, like, of course, online, you can find people that make love to stop signs. Online, you can find people that eat the yellow snow. People that believe in zombies in real life and, mind control through telepathy and talk to the fishes. There's all types of people that believe all types of things online. To actually have to go into a church or whatever, do this and be like, we need not be happy about Charlie Kirk dying. He didn't deserve to die. Now, deserve ain't got nothing to do with it. And I'm tired of people saying what people deserve to die and what people don't deserve to die. What people do deserve to die, Al? Tell me the people that deserve to die. Who are these people that deserve to die? What person has the authority? What human being has the authority to determine what another person's life is not of value? I don't know any black people like that. See, this is why I'm going to have a problem with some people that are new, because they think I go along with this type of talk. I don't. I just don't. Black people don't need to be lectured to about their moral compass. If anything, we too nice. If anything, we're too welcoming. If anything. So like the Native Americans, when they help people plant the seeds and get their crops and how to survive, and what they do? Gave them disease, chicken pox, blankets or whatever. I can't think of a good way to thank you, indigenous people, for helping us survive the winter. I can't think of what we can do for you. I know, let's poison you so we can take your stuff. Black Americans, for the most part, are very welcoming people, and I do not take lightly to this Al Sharpton guy using the last bit of baby boomer blacks to keep this farce going, like this guy's actually leading people anywhere. What he's doing is picking up a whole lot of money for not doing a whole lot of anything. God, that's a lot of talking for only 10 seconds of footage. Let's let him keep going, Tim. All right.
Yeah, he had different views than me. He would attack me by name. But we debate that. We don't shoot at each other. And
we didn't shoot at each other. That's what I'm saying, folks. What do we? What do you mean we? Al, you wouldn't shoot on him. You tell the feds on him. You the informant guy, right? First of all. But black people didn't shoot Charlie. Why are people talking like we still need to figure out who did what? Why are we still talking like we don't know who did it? Why do we have to talk like like this is a conversation we all need to have? If I walk into a room and it's messy and I can see my 6-year-old did it, I ain't got to go over and chastise the 3-year-old, be like, look, see now, you need to know that we don't do this here. She already knew that. That's why she didn't do it. She didn't do it. Anything not to confront the real problem. See, they are cowards, folks. They are cowardly. They will do anything not to confront. They will do anything not to confront the actual people they should be confronting, which is white, nationalist type, right wing, whatever these people are. Whatever this guy was, he's alive. Tyler Robinson, the shooter, they say, he's here. You can talk to him. That's the guy they say did it. Why be talking to black people like black people need a lecture about what they should not do and about moral righteousness? Why are you defending Charlie Kirk? I don't recall him defending us much. Don't do drugs, blacks. See, Charlie said don't do drugs. Charlie loves us. Where'd you grow up? Nobody black ever said anything positive to you ever in life that you were waiting. You're 35 years old and it took you you was 35 before you heard somebody say doing drugs was bad. You had to wait for Charlie to tell you. Master Charlie tells you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting a little spirited here. It's getting a little ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous.
We don't glorify each other's demise. And we cannot fight evil being evil ourselves.
old dumb things to say. America fights evil all the time by being evil. That's what America does. What he's saying don't make no damn sense. We in America. What does America do? What's the best thing? What are we best at? What's America best at? You think it's AI? What do you think it is? What do you think it is? OnlyFans? What are we best at? Subscriptions to roll over before you can catch them, charge you a second or third month when you wanted to cancel them? Besides that, war, damn it, we best at war. That's what we do best. We do the exact opposite that Al's talking about. Which is fight evil with evil. And sometimes we use evil against people that's minding their own damn business, just tending to their own business. So Al's full of shit. But you knew that already, didn't you?
If you become like the folk you're challenging, then you don't have the moral right to challenge them. Only right gonna conquer wrong.
Where is this, folks? We're gonna have to update our software. Yeah, we're gonna have to update the software. We're gonna have to be a lot more aggressive in life if we ever gonna get off the bottom. Remember, Al Sharpton's very fine. He's doing very fine. He's lived a very charmed life. I want y'all to recognize that. Al Sharpton, life is beautiful. You know? Al Sharpton, life is beautiful. He's been rich for the past 50 years off other people's money. He doesn't actually produce anything. What does he really do? What does he really produce? Seriously, be real. What does he produce? Does he manufacture something I haven't heard of? Is he a director of movies? Is he a sculptor? What does he do? Just paints pictures? What does he do, Johnson? What does Al Sharpton do? What did he do? Nothing. Nothing really. Oh, that show on MSNBC with the horrible ratings? Oh, that show. If Rachel Maddow woke up tomorrow with Al Sharpton's ratings, she'd jump out of a window. Yeah. If Joy Reid had Al Sharpton's ratings, she would have fired her damn self. If Tiffany Cross had Al Sharpton's numbers, now, I don't think they count. I think he might have had better numbers than her. Sorry, Tiffany, I was going to give you a bone, but you know, that time you and Jason Johnson were talking shit about me, you didn't even know who I was. You just dogged me out because he wanted you to. Yeah. Hey, man, I got a long memory. I remember these things. Yeah. Didn't think it was cool the way you were like, oh, he's irrelevant. So what's your podcast? Back to what I was talking about with Al. Let's see what else Al has to say, y'all. Come on, Al.
Only love gonna conquer hate. And it's time for us to show the God in us is stronger than the demonic powers that have ripped this country apart. We must stand up together.
This guy is, look, I'm done with this. I'm not done with talking about it, but I am done with Black America. We need to be done with this type of mindset where we can get everything out of America just by trying to shame America. If that shit didn't work for MLK, I mean, it worked up to a point. Then America was like, oh, you talking about money now? Okay, pal. Sit down. You talking about the money now. I thought you just wanted to have a sandwich. See, we're at the point where we got to go get the money. And Al ain't interested in us getting the money. He still wants us to be nice. He don't even think we can ignore some guy getting shot we didn't even know. He don't even think we can be just like minding our own business. He should be standing up for Black Americans to mind their business. He should be defending us against the bomb threats that they sent our way when we had nothing to do with this shit at all. And even if we did have something to do with it, that would have been that individual person that had something to do with it. Not all of Black America had something to do with it. But in this case, none of Black America had anything to do with it. So instead of having that be his gospel for the day, whatever this is he's doing, looks like the gospel Sunday. He wanted it to be reminding Black people, don't you go get no ideas now. We can't go standing up for ourselves. We got to kiss as much of people's ass as possible. And I got to show you, just because he used to talk shit about me, don't mean, I have any self-respect at all. We just take it on his chin and ask him to hit me until I hit you again. Can I have another one, please? Thank you, sir. Can I have another one, please? Like some crazy shit out of scenes of the Deer Hunter. I'm sorry, Full Metal Jacket, the other one. Yeah. Our Sharpton is a disgrace. And worse than that, forget the personal attacks. It's not the type of politics Black Americans need. We do not need this. This does not help. It doesn't help. I'm not saying I got it all figured out, but I'm telling you, that right there don't work. Driving a car with your eyes closed, that's what this is. Doing what Al is saying is like driving your car with your eyes closed. I've never flown a plane, but I know you got to open your eyes when you fly it. Doing what Al is saying is like closing your eyes and just saying, don't worry, the plane will fly itself without pushing the self-pilot. You got to at least hit the autopilot button. No, it don't matter. God's going to take over and fly it for us. I don't think that's how God works. God gave us books, manuals. Then again, Charlie wouldn't believe we could get a black pilot to come do it because, DEI. Fun times, baby, fun times.
I can denounce what they're doing without denouncing them. If we believe that we have to denounce people, then why do we open the doors of the church?
We denounce the people that do the evil things, Al, because they're the ones doing it. We denounce it all the time when people do evil things. If a school shooter comes into a place and shoots up the school, we can't put his deed on trial. We put him on trial, who did the deed. If somebody bankrupts all the black people for their money out the bank, that person, not the deed, but them who did the deed, go to jail. That's how the system works. These relics up here, we're going to have to say, look guys, this ideology is old. You can be old and be useful, but you got to update your software. You got to go get the service pack. You got to go get the calibration. Go get them to calibrate your testicular fortitude. You got to get them to upgrade and boost up and do an indux and influx of backbone. It's a new day, Johnson. It is a new day. And I ain't talking about that Donnell Rollins half-baked special either. I'm talking about a new day, real time. Real talk. We're talking Ali Sadiq, new day. You understand what I'm saying? It is a new day. I ain't talking that Ari Spears. I'm talking that Ali Sadiq, new day. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking that Corey Holcomb, new day. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about we are the new point. Black people got to be different. Hesitate to say that. I just remember this guy. I like the guy who's a sellout cornball conservative. He's good. Let's bring him on. Corey Holcomb recently really crushed me, man. I'm some big 5150 fan for a long time. Then I was watching the show and I saw him. Heard Corey say, want to bring somebody on the show. It's a guy I think he's really good. What's his name? Anton Daniels. And I remember dialing into the 5150 7 years ago, trying to get in on his phone line back when Zoe was there, man. And what's the old guy name used to be on the show? Back when Freeze Love was on the show. And to hear Corey be like, you need to bring Anton Daniels on the show. I like that, brother. Damn. Anyway, guys, Al Sharpton is a major disappointment, but he's an asset of the corporate Democratic wing, and it's no mistake why he is pushing this line. Folks, it may look like there's a lot of black people calling for Charlie Kirk and congratulating killers. That's not what we do. There were people that were unmoved, and people were unbothered who said it was like another Wednesday. But the amount of black people that were really, truly jumping for joy, and not that I give a damn, but it definitely was not enough people that you need to hold sermons to critique Black America. I don't see white America holds this. White Americans killed Charlie Kirk, and I have yet to see a white pastor go and rebuke white people. Go chastise white people and tell white people that they need to do better. I haven't seen it. Now, maybe there's a Paula Dean white evangelist somewhere doing that. I haven't seen it. Why is it that black pastors like Al Sharpton, I can find them like easy, talking to black people about a crime committed by white people about a white guy who was talking smack about black people? Why are we getting a lecture? And if you go lecture, Al, won't you go talk to the whites? Charlie was always talking to black people about what black people need to do. Won't you go talk to the whites over there about what they need to do? Because you know they don't want to hear that shit. My point is this, folks. There's this weird thing in America where black people allow white people to tell them how to live their lives. But white people never allow black people to tell them how to live their lives. Case in point, Joy Reid. She is out of a job, I believe, mostly because she was doing just that. Tiffany Cross. She is out of a job, I believe, from telling white people just that. Here to retort.
Somebody had to turn you around. Yeah. You wasn't born holy. You wasn't in here all the time. If God can forgive you, you preach forgiveness to others and try to make them better.
Man, I think I said everything I need to say. Miss Francis 01 is on TikTok. Go see them. Holler at them. I appreciate you for providing that tip. I'm in here sweating like a Coke bottle at a barbecue, man. That's what I'm doing, man. I knew this wasn't going to work. I knew it. That's okay, though. Now, just to show you that not all, damn it. I know this is like messing. Is it messing? No, it's not. That's okay. You bear with me for a second, y'all. We're gonna cool down a little bit, then we're gonna keep going, man. Just put the air on in the house. Mrs. Black, if you're watching, if you can cut the air on down here. Pop, done sprung a leak. All right. Now, I want to prove to you guys, I want to show you that not all pastors do this thing. There's some pastors that got it right. And I think that's an interesting thing because not everybody is Al Sharpton. And it's easy for you to pigeonhole pastors into the same box. Here goes a pastor that knew what time it was. He had a radically different message than Al Sharpton. He wasn't preaching cheering, but he damn sure wasn't preaching that black people need to be rebuked.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Get your theology together, because the sad thing is we live in a nation where twisted, toxic theology is poisoning the politics of this nation. Have you thought about the fact that this week in Utah, a white Christian got killed by a white Christian? And then the next day, HBCUs were under threat. Now, how did we get in it?
I think I missed my calling. That sounds like my dialogue from yesterday. Don't it sound like that? That sounds like me right there. Look at my brother. That's exactly what I was asking. Keep preaching, my brother.
I mean, that's called white on white crime. You came the wrong Sunday if you thought I'm sorry, I see y'all are real sophisticated and you look really good. I hope they warned you about me, okay? Because on this Sunday, we gonna keep it 100. On this Sunday, we gonna tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And so here they are. Here they are. In Utah. It's more of us in church than in Utah.
Oh, see what I'm saying? That everybody's like Al. Yeah, Al getting that big money. Al ain't trying to help nobody get the big money with him. He ain't trying to help us get out of this problem. He wants status quo to remain in place. Black people, don't you go get no ideas. This is the type of brother I can listen to. Unafraid. Tell the truth.
We ain't got nothing to do with what they just did. A white Christian gets killed, murdered, not assassinated. We're going to tell the whole truth today. Martin King got assassinated. Malcolm X got assassinated. Medgar X got assassinated. Don't compare Kirk to King. Ain't no such comparison now. Let me hasten to say.
You know, this guy said nothing, which is basic truth. This pastor said nothing but the truth. You know, Breitbart put this clip out complaining. Yeah. This pastor, this black pastor, said Charlie Kirk is no Martin Luther King. How dare he? It's like saying Ari Spears is no Dave Chappelle. It may hurt your feelings, but it's true. Yeah, it's true. You know what I'm saying? That's his logic. That's like saying, you know, I don't know. I can think of lots of scenarios for that to play, for it to take place. I don't know. Shit, where's another one, Tim? How about something real current? Highest to lowest was no training day or snowfall or sinners. I'm just saying it just wasn't, fam. It just wasn't. Or Get Out or Car Wash. Tarzan movie. Jurassic Park. I mean, I can think of a lot of things it wasn't. That's all I'm saying. I'm still mad about that movie, man. I mean, you had Jeffrey Wright. You had Denzel Washington, Spike, and that's what you did? That's what you did? A 20-minute mariachi band? Really? Really? 20 minutes? 20 minutes, Spike? Really? 20 minutes? And how'd you go find the only rapper that couldn't act like a rapper? You should have went and got Joey Badass or 50 Cent. Damn. All right, I'm sorry. Okay. I know. I'm only being honest. Keep going, brother. Keep going.
Let me hasten to say, I'm anti-political violence. Kirk should still be alive. I don't agree with the time with anything Kirk said. What Kirk said was dangerous. What Kirk said was racist, rooted in white supremacy, nasty, and hate-filled. But he still should be alive. He still should be playing with his kids. He still should be experiencing the love with his wife. He still should be experiencing life as he saw it. I don't want anybody, please hear me well, anybody to be victimized by political violence when I'm going to keep it a buck. Because one of the things that gets me, and we got some politicians in here, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to come for you if you ever say this. If you ever say, America, we better than this. You lying. You lying. We ain't better than this. America was born in political violence. America committed political violence during the slave trade. America committed political violence when black bodies hung as strange fruit on southern trees. America committed political violence against the Irish, against the Italians before they became white. America committed political violence when America passed Jim and Jane Crow laws. What do you think political violence was? Political violence when they bombed and massacred Black Wall Street, when they massacred Rosewood, when they massacred whites and blacks in Wilmington, North Carolina. Well, what do you think political violence is? Martin being killed, that's political violence. John Kennedy being killed, political violence. Robert Kennedy being killed, political violence. And you gonna say we better than this? No, you can't fix what you won't face until you look in the mirror and say this is a violent country that has done violence to too many people. We will never get our act together. It's time to repent, because if my people called by my name humble themselves and pray, turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sin, and heal the land. Come out, we better than this. No, we ain't. Right. We ain't better than this. We ain't better than this. But to get better, you got to acknowledge what's wrong.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And welcome Al Sharpton. He's got that right there. He's got that to go up against, and he still gets over. People still clap for the old, antiquated ways of telling people what's been going should stay. The way we were doing it is the way we continue to do it. And I'm just saying, if we keep doing what we always did, we're going to get what we always got. And we need to change, fam, because evidently it ain't working for us. Black America been stuck on the bottom since Al started talking. Y'all want to keep saying Al's a great leader, Al's this, Al's that. You want to say how disrespectful Tim Black for you to question Al Sharpton. He's the OG. He's the elders. Fam, Black America hasn't moved forward since Al had his rise. Do you realize that? One thing is in common. Us being stagnant and Al being out there. Look at all those people. Look at them. Look at the leaders over the last 50 years. Some of them are still leading. And where we at? Where we at? Now, no other endeavor, sport, business are you allowed to suck so bad for results to be so small, so negative, so low, so uninspiring, and you be able to keep your damn job. Nowhere else. Go try that being a football coach. Go do that. Go try that being a little league coach. Forget a professional sport. Hell, Deion Sanders had one rough game. People calling for his neck right now. But now y'all gonna make all the excuses in the world for Al. Sometimes if there's any chastising need to be done, it's with the group. It's just those within our group who want to keep doing the same old thing because they're just comfortable doing it. That's going to have to change. All right, let me know what y'all think about this segment. My name is Tim Black. Subscribe to the channel. Do it now. Turn on all your notifications, fam, because we're going to be putting out a lot of content. So let's do that. Let's get the. Let's watch not just watch the live show, but watch the live clips, because the clips are really what help keep the lights on. All right, y'all. Next. Damn, how we looking? How we looking, chat? We good? How's the chat room looking? Are we doing okay over here? Yeah. I'm about to find out why this thing won't scroll with me, baby. There it is, Anna Jackson. Wow, there it is. Bo Roberts says, black men with black mothers and fathers defending a bigot. They don't think he could be a bigot. It's impossible. He love everybody. Tired of the lectures. There it is. We are tired of the lectures. And it's all a smoke screen, baby. Because they know who did it. Why would you not be talking about the guy who did it? If you're going to be preaching to anybody, if you're going to be chastising anybody, if you're going to be lecturing anybody, I don't need to have his ass over there talking to the people in Utah. But see, we feel like we do not have the authority to talk to white people about their communities. See? All I'm saying is, why do these people allow Charlie Kirk to act as if he had the authority to talk to our communities? Who gave him the authority to do that? Al Sharpton been doing this singing, dancing, his whatever this is. He been doing this shuffling and jiving, this civil rights icon thing, whatever he is. Maitre d' to the black community nonsense stick for 40 years. And he don't feel like he had the moral authority, the ability to walk in and talk about white people shit. He ain't going over there talking about white people, what's going on in their communities. He ain't talking about the domestic violence. He ain't talking about the drunkenness, the overdose rate, the suicide rate off the charts. Quiet as it's kept, you would think Al would be talking about that. I mean, folks, white men don't have a gun problem, really. I mean, what they have is a suicide problem. And if I know that, if I know the stats on that, and I'm a one-man show essentially, you know he knows. But see, he don't feel comfortable telling white people their business. But he feel more than comfortable telling us ours, even when it's not applicable. Nah, man, go over there and talk to them, sir. Get over there and talk to them. And if you ain't got the guts to go talk to them, don't talk to us. Y'all ready to keep going? Let's keep going, y'all. What else you got, Tim? All right. I got much more, y'all. We good. Let's do something real quick. I think let's do a quick one, Josh. As if you got a quick one. Herb, get to the punchline, Tim Black. Oh, gosh. Make sure y'all still awake.
Next on deck with Tim.
Everybody still awake? Can we move on to the next story? Tim Black's Wolfpack, we ready? All right, check this out.
Tim Black.
This song is to Charlie's wife and his kids and all his friends around this nation. Just a look it up, geek. Come on, hallelujah. Oh, just temporary. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, you got it right, fam. I don't know if this song is licensed. I don't want to get my stream shut down, but they are singing a song for Charlie. And it's two brothers in front, literally on their knees, singing a song to Charlie. That's what they doing, y'all. They singing a song.
We will see you again.
Yeah, it's a picture of Trump and Charlie. Yep, that's it. That's who I need to talk to. These fools right here. That's who he need to talk to right here. These clowns. They need a conversation, fam. They do. Lord have mercy. Somebody hit them with something hard upside the head. This is Buffalo, the Buffalo from the Miller, remember Small Liquor Bull to just run through? He need to just run through that whole crowd. Just run through them all. The bull need to just break through and just Remember that old ass commercial? That's what need to happen, fam. I'm trying to tell you, man, I got thick skin and I can laugh it off, but this is why we cannot judge ourselves based on the worst of us. The least of us does not define who we are. Because now, listen here, Johnson. Charlie Kirk said Michelle Obama, Ketanji Brown Johnson, because this is an argument they're making. Because remember when I said Charlie said black women didn't have a brain processing power to have certain jobs, whatever, something like that? Okay. He said, oh, he didn't say that about black women. He just said that about very specific black women. Yeah, like, oh, you mean the Supreme Court? A sitting justice doesn't have the brain power of Charlie Kirk, who didn't even go to college. Oh, I get it. So he said like Ketanji Brown, John Jackson, Michelle Obama, another graduate, very good school lawyer. Joy Reid, I think she went to Harvard. I don't know. I mean, I'm not just saying because you went to Harvard, but these are people that did pursue education. He said that they did not have, it was another black woman. But the women, he named 4 women, all of them were black. Sheila Jackson Lee. All 4 of the women were black and well-educated. And Charlie said that none of them had the brain processing power to make decisions and that they took a job from a qualified white person. That's the reason why that we know who they are. As if that, and people talked as if that was defensible. When there are countless many other people he could have said that about. Now, if Charlie would have saw this video, I wonder if he would have said these people, these sisters and these brothers have brain, they lack the brain processing power. He probably wouldn't have said it because they are doing a minstrel show right now. You understand what I'm saying? And I still won't say they lack the brain processing power because that speaks to DNA and genetics. When I say they look like some damn fools, yes. Yes. 2 times. But that's as far as I go on that. Folks, I just want to remind you, when you say, oh man, we can't go no lower, Tim Black, we can't go no lower, remember this.
Get in contact with us, and we'll support you, just like we support the body of Christ. In the name of Jesus. Come on, be encouraged and be strengthened in Jesus' name.
Also, in things that happened today, Cracker Barrel put the cracker back in Cracker Barrel, y'all. That's right. Cracker Barrel put the cracker back in Cracker Barrel, man. They said, hey, our money ain't adding up. We need to go ahead and correct the record. They put everything back, man. They put them wooden pallets, those dough rollers, or get out the kitchen utensils, all the other stuff. Put it all back, put it back in its place. Bring the old cracker back. They even put the old guy back out there. Put him back out there in his chair. Only thing they forgot was the noose behind the Cracker Barrel. They forgot to bring that back. I'm sure they got a spare noose laying around somewhere they could put back there. Cracker Barrel's back to its own, back to being Cracker Barrel, y'all. May you all get diabetes. Actually, man, I think I've been to Cracker Barrel one time, man. It was okay out. Cracker Barrel ain't in its own category. I remember when Denny's wouldn't even serve black people. Remember that, Denny's? It was before social media. They still got called out. You know how bad you had to be in the early 2000s before the internet really took off? For that to go viral? You know how bad you had to be? People had to write the newspapers. They used to have to write people like 7 on your side. Remember that? You have to write a newscaster at his job to try to get him to cover your story. Denny's was so bad. Flocks of black people had to go and actually protest to do a Yelp review. Now we just type it on our phone. So when you got called out back in the 90s and the 80s, in the early 2000s, people meant that. It'd be frivolous, bad remarks on Yelp. It's too easy. When you got to go and write Ted Vance, what's his name, Ted? I forget his name. It was a brother. It was a brother local here in D.C. Some of y'all may know who I'm talking about. Used to have used to be over at the Mayflower Hotel a lot. My brother! I'm just saying, family, Cracker Barrel, with all this misgivings, all the things, all the knocks, and all the publicity lately, it's not the worst. There's other places that have a reputation of actually not even serving Negro. All right, let's keep it going, fam. Hit the like button if this makes sense to you. We got more content coming. My name is Tim Black. We do this 5 days a week. 4 days. 4 days a week. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's get it. What else we got here, Tim? Well, we're still young, Tim. A couple people have responded to some of the outpouring of distaste. Some people have been responding to black people pushing back on their narratives. One of those such people is Stephen A. Smith. Let's hear him out.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
You have some of these fools out here, particularly folks from my community.
Yeah, see how he starts when he talks to us? See what I'm saying? You think Stephen A. would go like that and talk to the whites that way? He made it clear he's talking to. Yeah, didn't he know? Just like, it's the Roland Martin principle. It's the Roland Martin, Al Sharpton principle. Talk down to black people, they like it. Yeah, man, we got something with us, man, and I'm trying to break us of that habit as a people, trying to do my part in the upliftment of black America into the young black America ain't going for it anyway. We're not going, the younger Gen X should have never went for it. But the fact we was raised by the boomers, I think we fell into accepting it. We never liked it. When Obama used to talk down to us, we never liked it. But we put up with it and said, they old, they don't know no better. But our kids are not going for it. Listen to Stephen A. Smith here. Listen, look at his face. Is this like a brother who acknowledges he may have said some things wrong, or is this a brother that can get high and mighty and talk down to black people? Yeah. And just ask yourself, would Stephen A. have the same bass in his voice if he was talking to white America? Did he exhibit the same bass in his voice then?
Next on deck with Tim Black.
You have some of these fools out here, particularly folks from my community, excoriating me because, oh my Lord, I was celebrating Charlie Kirk. No, I was not. Don't know the man, never watched what he said before his political assassination last week. I didn't know anything about what he had said. My
Political assassination. I don't even know if I want to call it that. I just think somebody just got tired of hearing his mouth. I don't know if it was political assassination, but okay, we'll go here with that term.
point is, now that I do, although many people might find it offensive from different ethnic backgrounds, that's not my point when I was speaking what I said the other day.
Huh?
What I was saying was.
Now, see, when he threw in different ethnic backgrounds, he got a little more humble. See, these things I noticed, Johnson. Look how his temperament changed as he says, well, let me include the white people too, in the other backgrounds, not just the blacks. It started in all hard. Black people, we need to do this, we need to do that. And then, but people of other backgrounds, we need to, I'm saying maybe we could just have a little conversation. Other people from other backgrounds. Black people, what's wrong with you, black people? Notice these things. Pay attention, every sentence. I know it's cumbersome, but if not, you will get fixated on something else he says, and you'll forget to make an issue of what he just said.
Don't know the man, never watched what he said before he was his political assassin.
So if you don't know the man, you didn't watch what he said, why were you talking about how the brother don't deserve what he deserved? Why do any of that if you don't know nothing about it? If he was David Duke, former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, would he deserve you to be up there talking to us, down to us about what we need to do, not do, don't do this, don't do that? No, you wouldn't. Well, how you know he ain't David Duke, dog? How you know that if you don't know nothing about him, Stephen A? If you don't know nothing about him, why are you talking? Why are you talking? Won't you just shut up? If you don't know anything about him, why not just shut the up? Just say it. There's things I don't know about. Do you see me talking intensely about the Canelo fight, the Canelo Crawford fight? No, because I don't know nothing about it. I don't follow boxing to that extent anymore. I'm too busy doing this. Guess what, Stephen A? You don't know enough about politics to talk politics. You too busy doing sports. But you're only talking about it because you're greedy. You're greedy. You just want money. You don't really give a shit. If it was a calling, you'd have been doing it 10 years ago. You've had money this whole time. You've had money to do this. Why didn't you do it? Because you had no interest in doing it. Anyway.
Assassination last week. I didn't know anything about what he had said. My point is, now that I do, although many people might find it offensive from different ethnic backgrounds, that's not my point when I was speaking what I said the other day. What I was saying was, he was murdered.
Dude, hey, look, man, I ain't gonna do this with him for real, dog. You know how many murders there were yesterday? If that's your point, look, man, I cover news. That's why I cover it. If you're not a news person, why are you even talking about Charlie Kirk? Just saying, if you're not a news person, why is he even doing this? You know what? I'm telling you why I do it. I cover news all day. This is what I do. I wake up, I do the news. I got 6 news stories. They're not all about this. They're not all about Stephen A. talking about this. I got 6 things on this list. Why is he talking about it?
Streamed live in front of all of our faces. And no matter what you think or what you feel about what he has said or what his ideology is or what his position may be, that ain't the damn time to be bringing that stuff up when a man is murdered in front of his wife and children. That's all I was saying. And I don't take back what I said one iota. And I'll leave it at that. People who will lie and misrepresent my positions all...
Anybody misrepresenting your dumbass positions? Nobody misrepresenting you. You run your mouth about things you don't know about, Stephen A. And then you get on your high horse like you're doing a civil... this is a public service. I'm helping you dumb, silly Negroes understand that you have to have etiquette. You should reserve your time for being disgusted by Charlie Kirk. You know, there were people that were disgusted about Charlie Kirk for years. Charlie Kirk been talking smack for years. Smearing black people, talking shit about black people, then throw a little cherry on it. But I'm trying to help black people because, you know, they're not good dads. You know, they're not good with their women. You know, because they let the government take over their women. I'm trying to help them out. These Negroes can't be left to their own devices. They're black. They don't know what to do with themselves. As good Christians, we got to help shelter. Got to help, got to get the sheep, especially these dumb black ones, and lead them away. Lead them the right way. There are people that haven't liked Charlie's rhetoric for damn near 10 years. Him and Candace Owens, who you platformed. You knew what she said. Can you say that about Candace Owens? Can you pretend that you didn't know all of her anti-black talk? Who was she working for when she was doing it? Charlie Kirk. She was working for Charlie Kirk. When she was saying all those negative things about black people, who was she touring with? Charlie Kirk. Who was paying her to say all those things? Charlie Kirk. And when you had Candace Owens on your show, guess who you did not ask anything about any shit she ever said? Candace Owens. You did not ask a question about any of the anti-black rhetoric that came out of her mouth for damn near 8 years straight. Don't act like don't act like you're a fair player in this. Stephen A is greedy. He get caught out because he deserve it. Ain't nobody playing favors. Nobody putting words in your mouth. I've been talking about you and the Candace Owens crap, the disappointment that you were. Instead of questioning her and putting her on the hot seat about all the stuff she said about Black America, all you did was kiss her ass and big her up. Let's finish this.
All the time. That's why I have a radio show. That's why I'm on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM, Channel 82. That's why I'm debuting on POTUS Radio this Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. on Sirius XM, Channel 124.
You know why you're doing all those things, Stephen A? Because you don't stand up for black people. Not really. You're a piece of, you're a token. You're a pawn, Stephen A. And you like it that way. You very clearly stated years ago that every day you wake up in the morning, you try to figure out a way to make your boss more money. You didn't say you wake up every day and try to find a way to help Black America. You didn't say you wake up every day and want to inform Black America what's going on in the world. You said every day you wake up and you come up with new ways to make money for your boss. That's a very clear distinction between you and me. That's a very clear distinction. I do not wake up every morning and think, what can I do to help make ESPN more money? You don't have our best interests at heart. You never did. And the only thing I will give you as credit is you never said you did. It's just you try to carry it like you do when you don't. And for that, you get called out on this show. You said you made this clip. Why make this clip, bro? Oh, the big up to promote this show you're going to now be doing. That's it. That you would not be doing if you were actually standing up for us. And I just want to be clear. That's what all my people to understand. I want all the Black America to understand. Everybody who rocks with me, everybody who listens to Tim Black and respects me, even if a little bit, you don't get to be Stephen A. Smith fighting for us. Talent's got nothing to do with it. They'll have a lesser person like Stephen A windbag, total windbag, devoid of facts, skims through comment sections of intelligent people, jots down talking points, and goes on different people's podcasts and regurgitates other people's thoughts. Or calls up Chris Cuomo for tips, who probably does the same thing. I don't know what Chris does. I don't know. You don't get to be Stephen A. Smith fighting for us. So don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe like he doing something. But he does with Stephen A. That's all I'm saying, Stephen A. And look, it's not just you, bro. It's a whole group of y'all. But in order for Black America, the only reason why I'm saying something, Stephen A., it's not to ruin your day. It's not to demolish you. It is just, Stephen A., the only way Black America, I feel, will get ahead is if we start recognizing our media needs to change. Our media needs to change. We need to stop having people selling us out, being the people that are in the forefront. People need to become educated, and that ain't going to happen if we keep allowing people like you, bruh. People like you. So just skip past my videos. Do like you normally do. Go to somebody kissing your butt. Somebody who wants to do what you're doing. Play the game like you. where black people are the punchline. Stop smoking the weed. Go back to doing that. That's all. All right. I'm not even going to let him finish. He ain't got nothing else to say. He promoting his show. He promoting what he got going on. Stephen A's got another opportunity for Stephen A. Great, Stephen A. Well, we said, what my critique of you stands. You ain't got no business coming chastising Black America, telling us how to feel about Charlie Kirk. You don't know nothing about him. If you don't know anything about him, shut up. Shut up. Nothing anybody said about Charlie Kirk was out of bounds. They didn't do anything to Charlie Kirk. Those words did not cause what happened. A lot of those people felt that way when he was here. All right. The person who did this to Charlie Kirk has been caught. We know who did it. We know who broke the law. We know the person that committed violence. Why are people still talking like it's an open question about who did what? It's a white guy from Utah, right? Unless that's not true. Why are they talking as if they don't know who did it? Like, we got to try to figure this out. Like, everybody's a suspect. All right, guys. Let's keep going, fam. Let's keep going. Boy. What else we got, Johnson? Now would be a good time to tip your bartenders. While I'm saying all that, I'll be talking and talking. Let me look. The Tim Black Wolfpack is my VIP membership club. It's sponsored, well, not sponsored. It is housed on patreon.com. Go to Join Tim Black. Type in the word jointimblack.com, and that'll take you to my Patreon page. We're trying to catch up with Joe Budden. That's what we're trying to catch. And according to my calculations, I will catch up with Joe Budden in oops. Never. I ain't gonna never catch Joe Budden, but I can catch up with Anna Kasparian. Now go to jointimblack.com, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Get exclusives and be the first to get my free stuff because I got memberships on ebooks I put out. Get yours now. Go to jointimblack.com. Wolfpack. Yeah, to keep it real, man. Nobody ain't gonna catch us. I got to do a season of Love and Hip Hop in order to catch up to Joe Buttons, and I don't think they have me. Much too pretty for. I'm much too handsome for Georgia. People be jealous when my handsome ass on Love and Hip Hop. They be like, "Oh, who's this guy coming here taking all the ladies?" All right. We can't have a good time. We can't have a good time. Come on, y'all. All right. Let's go find. I still got some more content, man. See what we got here. Ah, God. Daggone it. This is crazy. Let's go. Here we go.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
We must stop calling Charlie anything other than a civil rights leader. We need to plant that stake deep. It is time that we point out that what he was doing was not politics. What he was doing was trying to stand up for people's civil rights, to show people how a civilization is not a civilization unless you can have a dialogue with people who are diametrically opposed to you, that don't believe any.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Charlie Kirk is on record stating that the 1964 Civil Rights Act was a mistake. That's right. He said they never should have gave you niggas civil rights. Oh, us. He said they never should have gave us civil rights. That they went too far giving us all those rights. That was a mistake. He said it several times in several different forums. It evolved into, well, it just went too far. There were certain elements of it that just went too far. That's right. The guy who didn't get as much as an associate's degree in anything related to civil rights or laws or governance or history or black studies, anything related to that. Just because he was Charlie Kirk, he could make that statement. And not just make that statement to his podcast. He went in front of college people, college students, and went on campuses uttering it, saying it to millions of people across, counting all the video views, all that. He said it to a lot of people. You would think the people that are supporting Charlie Kirk since his demise didn't know he said that. And now we got Glenn Beck over here saying that guy who said we shouldn't have civil rights should be considered a civil rights leader. And I'm trying to figure out what civil rights do white guys need. For a very long time in America, white men particularly, were the only people in America that actually did have civil rights. White people didn't need to get civil rights because they already had them. We were the ones who didn't have them. We did not have civil rights. We were considered an object, a piece of livestock. A deer doesn't have rights, neither does a chair. And a chair doesn't own anything. A chair is owned. You think Charlie didn't know that was the history of America and how America treated black Americans? For some reason, we got a bunch of mammies and a bunch of sellouts preaching this. Now, I ain't surprised Glenn Beck's over there saying it. I'm surprised he's not crying when he does it. Glenn Beck is the cryingest white man I've ever seen. He's got a pocket full of Kleenex. And a shoulder to cry on in his suitcase. Keeps it with him at all times because all he's ever done, he's built a career off crying and groveling and throwing the word of God in people's faces like he is somebody or something. It's pathetic, man. He really is, man. I can't believe he's still around. But yeah, he says that Charlie Kirk should be considered a civil rights leader. And he's pushing for that. He's pushing for Charlie to be, considered to be revered. Not because he was elected to an office, not because he changed anything, created some legislation, founded something, built something. He was funded by Republicans, billionaires, to the tune of $90 million a year. They've been giving him money since he started, since 2012. He's been getting money from Republicans. It's very partisan what's been happening. What would we say if somebody from the Democrats was getting money from Soros for the last 20 years? For the last 10 years, 13 years, whatever. What would we say about that person? How much crucifying would the Republicans be doing of anybody taking George Soros money for the past 12 years? And then it was, I don't know, Kamala Harris or Joe Biden talking about this person should be considered a civil rights leader. The Republicans are laughing in our face, laugh in their face, laugh, laugh, laugh. But since it's Charlie Kirk, it's supposed to be overlooked. $90 million. It's not a grassroots effort. That's a political operation funded by big donors, not by the people. People didn't fund Turning Point. The Koch brothers did, and the Bradley Foundation did. And a lot of people that you see coming out now want some of that funding money. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I get it. There's good people out there that they just feel bad about what they saw, and I understand that totally. But behind all of that, besides that, there's business at play. And believe me, the moment after that shot rang out, the wheels started turning in the heads of all these no-gooders, like Glenn Beck. How can we get the most mileage out of Charlie Kirk? That's what they were thinking. And that's what this is all about. If you fool yourself and lie to yourself about that, all I can ask is don't lie to anybody else. Keep your lying thoughts to yourself.
Tim Black's BS detector.
My condolences to you, sir. My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years.
About Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of abrupt. Thought it was kind of abrupt that, Charlie Kirk's this big friend of Trump's, and Trump was sort of like, didn't give a damn. That's how it appeared to me. I mean, I could be wrong, sometimes, I jump to conclusions. So I'm going to let y'all tell me, man, does it sound like, I don't know. Didn't sound much like Trump gave a damn. Let's rewind it and let's see what we get.
Tim Black's BS detector.
My condolences to you, sir. My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years.
About Charlie Kirk.
I feel the
Yeah, it didn't seem to me like Trump gave two shits about Charlie Kirk. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I could be wrong, but it seemed like, hey, how you holding up about Charlie Kirk? Oh, it's fine. Over there, we got the landscaping being done over there. We're gonna put in a little outhouse over there. I want a big jacuzzi put up. I was thinking, I don't know, forest green, or do we want to go with something a little bit brighter? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We got a lot happening here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a pool for the kids to play on, something like that. A little slip and slide. That's always fun in the summertime, man. It's gonna be nice coming to the fall. Then we get some automatic leaf collector. We're gonna get that put in there. That's gonna build something and cordon off that whole area over there, make it really accessible for the kids when they come through for the Easter egg hunt that's going to happen, And also thinking about what's coming around the corner, we got Halloween going on, that's going to be something. Woo, some people jump out and scare the hell out of you. I'm looking at some masks they had on TikTok that we could bring in, so the ones that light up and they got funny figures on them. But that's going to be great to scare the hell out the kids. Or I could just come as Hillary. That would be, let's come here as Hillary for a Halloween costume. That'll scare everybody. Yes. Oh, Charlie up. Miss him. See ya. Yeah, Trump did not seem to give a damn about Charlie. Or maybe he's just going through so much grief, he didn't want to focus on it because he might break down, right? Right? That's what it is. That's what's going on, Tim. You are jumping to conclusions, Tim. Trump is broken up about it. He did not want to lose. He wanted to stay composed. His dear friend Charlie, he did not want to lose it. I'm trying to tell you, man, corporate America, they don't give a damn about nobody, man. You be here today, you die tomorrow. About 2 days later, they got your desk cleared out, sir. That's it. Your footnote. Remember such and such used to do, yeah, remember that. What was his name? I forget. He used to sit there, though. I get his chair. Next. I saw this clip. There's been a lot of people talking about us. They won't stop talking about us. They keep on preaching to us how to treat this Charlie moment thing. And I just want to say, man, it's not black people you need to talk to about this. You want to hear somebody, I've been hearing people not give a damn about Charlie. This is not caring.
Of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years.
Tell about Charlie Kirk.
I feel that Charlie Kirk was a racist, homophobic, misogynist psychopath that the right bought into because he wanted to put himself up on front and challenge everybody and have these town halls at college campuses all over. And he knew what he was putting himself into. His wife knew that he was putting himself out like that. Charlie Kirk committed suicide is what he did. He knew it was coming.
He didn't even know Charlie's last name. Did you say Charlie Cook? I'm just saying, it sounded like it said Charlie Cook. Kind of takes away from your rant.
And have these town halls at college campuses all over. And he knew what he was putting himself into. His wife knew that he was putting himself out like that. Charlie Kirk committed suicide is what he did. He knew it was coming. Charlie Kirk did a great thing for humanity. He stopped that bullet before it hit a human being.
You had
I don't think I heard anybody say that. Charlie Cook did a great thing for humanity. He stopped that bullet before it hit a human being. See, these are the people that need the benefit of having Stephen A. and Al Sharpton talk to them. I think there's some money in it for the coons, man. Yeah, I think the coons are getting money to come out and chastise us and tell us how we need to act better. When really, they need to go talk to old white guys. That's really who they really need to go talk to. Old white guys like this guy, who doesn't even know Charlie's name, but has all the talking points there. But nobody wants to talk to old white guys because old white guys got old white guy money. It might have some connections. So they stick to talking to people that have the least amount of power. They get the cockiest with the people that can give them the least amount of pushback and repercussions. That guy was not playing. Okay.
You had that bullet connected with Trump. How would you have felt if it had connected with more than
I
just
wish
his
that
ear?
shooter would have been in Butner, Pennsylvania, instead of getting Charlie Kirk.
See, these are the people. These are the people they need a talking to. Not Tim Black, not random people on Twitter or X or TikTok. This guy. They're picking and choosing who they're going after, fam. Wayne's World. Wayne's Word. Wayne's Word. Might have to check out Wayne's Word.
The writer accuses Charlie of saying, and I quote, "Black women do not have brain processing power to be taken seriously." But if you go and watch the clip, the very clip she links to, you realize he never said anything like that. He never uttered those words.
If we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously.
Next on deck. With
JD Vance. That clip you just saw is JD Vance. JD Vance filled in for Charlie Kirk in his slide on his podcast today. And he proceeded to debunk things Charlie Kirk has been accused of saying by lying about things he said. And you can just see that Charlie did say it. In fact, I'll say, I'm glad you made this statement there, JD, Vice President JD Vance, because you better inform me of what he said. I forgot he said you took a job that a more qualified white man would have had. That's perfect. That's hard to wiggle out of, sir. It's hard to make it unracist when he made it racist at the end, even doubled down on the racism. These people want to rewrite history as if there isn't a footprint. Charlie did a 3-hour show. 3-hour show, Johnson. And then he went and he recorded and live streamed them on all these campuses. It's so much content out there. People, we ain't got to make up nothing. Here's the deal, man. Charlie Kirk said so many things over the years. Any way you want to show Charlie, you can. Okay? Any way you want to show him. There'll be some comments that you'll be like, okay, that don't sound crazy. That sound okay. And then there'll be other comments he made that were very much off the rails, very much racist, anti-black, or whatever. Anything you're looking for, you'll find it. Because he just said stuff. Because he didn't have a job. He's like me. He can say whatever he wants to say. So he said what he wanted to say. But you know what you won't find me saying? You won't find me making genetics, DNA-related comments about anybody. You'll find me saying, hey, we need deportation. I'm fighting for Black Americans. I'm very straight up. Nothing covert about me. Charlie Kirk, to get his organization off the ground, he had to appeal to the most bigoted sections of America. They're the most reliable, easy to get people. Build up your numbers off that. So he pivoted very heavily into the anti-black space because that's very easy. A lot of people do it online. Why do you think all the sellouts do it, from Officer Tatum to Candace Owens to the Hodge twins to the Cartier family? Name one. The Black conservative perspective? Ah, God. I mean, these guys, Doc Rich, these people think... Folks, these are not talented people in the grand scheme of things. Save for, what I'm saying is they did not have to be talented to figure out if you trash black people in a country where there's so many bigots, you'll do well. And that's what Charlie Kirk did. And over the years, he started trying to modulate it to a certain degree because he wanted to move more mainstream. Right? He wanted to move more to the mainstream. It's not rocket science, and that's where we are. So yeah, there's all types of content out there for Charlie Kirk. He did say negative things. He did say things that you cannot unspin Vice President Vance. And he said some things that don't require a spin. But he did say them. It's not being smeared. Not being doctored. It's not AI. That's him saying that. And that's you defending it. All right, guys, hit the like button if you like this content. This one's going to go out as a separate clip. It's not for us to decide if he deserved to be shot. That's against the law. No one deserves for lawlessness to occur to them, to be a victim of an illegal act. No one deserves that. Why would anybody have to explain that they don't support that? That's a given. Now, there's some people that are very emotional, very pissed off, who took it they looked at the ramifications. And this guy running around on all these college campuses, indoctrinating people into believing that it's okay to look at black people these ways. That's why they're so emotional or so upset about it. And that's just black Americans. There are other Americans that are ticked off too. I just played a clip of looked like a 67-year-old white guy that was very highly pissed off with Charlie Kirk. And I don't think it's because he has black blood. It's because Charlie Kirk's been very offensive to many people. And everybody that's offended by him is not making it up. Everybody's not, drinking the Kool-Aid, so to speak. They're not walking around trying to lie to themselves to go after a guy in his death. In fact, to me, I wasn't focused on him. I know the stuff he did. The fact that I got issues with the stuff that Candace Owens was saying, and I've been very vocal about my criticism about Candace Owens. But who was she working for when she was doing most of that? Charlie Kirk. Who was paying her? Charlie Kirk. For all we know, he's the one who directed her to do it. Folks, I don't know if you're noticing that. Candace Owens started out on the left. Candace Owens started out a critic of Republicans. Then I remember hearing, and this is fact, Candace Owens had a lawsuit against some people at her school for racial discrimination. The NAACP came and defended her and helping her win, what was it, $80,000 back in like 2000, which was a lot of money back in 2000. Hell, it's still a lot of money, but it was really a lot of money when you're living at home with your mama back in 2000 or whatever. So for all we know, Charlie Kirk came to Candace Owens when he discovered her on YouTube or whatever, and she was still on the left, and probably said, hey, if you work with me, we can make some money, but you got to change your talking points. For all we know, Charlie Kirk not only indoctrinated her with his ideology, but he threw a lot of money at her that he got from the big money guy. I think his name was Freese. See, I've looked this stuff up. There was a big connected Republican who met Charlie Kirk back in 2012. And he gave Charlie Kirk seed money to start his organization. Yeah. So Charlie Kirk had a lot of incentive to do what he did. He had money thrown at him. He gets credit, though. Charlie Kirk gets credit. He took the money and he used it to build out something. And as much as I detest it, as much as I find it disgusting, I feel the same way about the Democratic apparatus. Don't get it twisted. I don't rock with the Soros, and I don't rock with these little political action committees by the Act Blues and the other committees, the long arms of the Democratic Party. In fact, I got even more smoke for them because we don't vote for Republicans in the black community for the most part. We vote for Democrats. So most of my indignation, most of my calling out is on the Democratic side of the aisle. I hope y'all do realize that. But that don't mean I don't make exceptions for Charlie Kirk and the likes of his rhetoric, particularly when it gives me an opportunity to point out both parties suck, because they do. J.D. Vance is flat out wrong here. I don't know the motivations behind Charlie Kirk, and I ain't trying to say I see his heart. I see his soul. And what he really meant was, no one does that for us. You know what said all poor Jordan Neely on the subway? Yeah, he's saying he's going to hurt people on the subway if he doesn't get changed. But what he really means is he's hurt, he's alone, he's scared, he doesn't have a place to sleep, he's homeless, and he's crying out for help from society. No one said that, did they? Daniel Penny choked him out, choked the life out of that 120-pound homeless person who was unarmed. And people justified it and say, well, 5 years ago, he punched the lady. So don't talk to me about moral righteousness. Don't talk to me about being objective. Don't talk to me about this is not who we are. Yeah, you had no problems when a life was taken on a subway train. When it was a black kid with no place to live, a black man with no place to live, noticeably with mental health issues. But yeah, I'm not saying I can see Charlie's soul, and I don't need to see his soul. No one makes excuses when black people do things. When they break the law, I don't make excuses for them. You throw them under the bus. I'm not making excuses for Charlie. I saw what he said. I heard what he said. I take him for his word. I'm not going to give him all this leeway that he meant it a different way. He's a different person. You just didn't know him. He helped all these black people. Why else would he help Candace Owens? And that's and to that point, to all those people that are going to say that, because I've heard it before, let me give you my answer. Charlie Kirk was a fake. He wanted to win. And he wanted money. He wanted to succeed. But he also had a part of him, I believe, that he actually thought at the end maybe he could do some good stuff. And then he started realizing that he was in a cesspool of a business. That's what I really believe. And he started changing his tune on a couple of aspects like Zionism and money and Epstein files, all these things. He started seeing how things really worked. And it becomes dangerous when you start having a moral backbone to any extent. When you're already playing the game, you're knee deep in the game. You're way too powerful at this point to change course. Oh, this is my thoughts. I really don't know. But stop saying what people deserve. It's very rarely Very rarely do the people that need it get what they deserve, and very rarely do the people that really need it get what they deserve. And which side is Charlie on? I don't know, man. All right, folks, let's keep it moving. I got another couple clips. This is the Tim Black Show. We do this 4 days a week, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you're down for the content that comes directly at an issue, we don't pull punches and we don't hide behind political parties, be here. Go to jointimblack.com. Let's keep going. Let's switch it up a little bit, though.
Today, President Trump signed an authorization to send what he calls a federal task force into Memphis, Tennessee to combat crime. The president says it will be similar to the multi-agency federal action in D.C., which included deploying the National Guard. CBS's Nicole Valdez is in Memphis and reports on residents' reaction to the federal help.
Everything good for y'all today? Good.
For 20 years, Mike Miller's owned Patrick's Restaurant in East Memphis. He's optimistic a federal task force could help make the city safer.
So you welcome the National Guard here?
Yes.
And for those who say they don't, what do you say?
This is an opportunity for us and for our city. I hope we make the most of it.
Mayor Paul Young is against it.
I want to be clear, I did not ask for the National Guard, and I don't think it's the way to drive down crime.
The Trump administration has already deployed Guard troops to Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. on a so-called mission to clean up crime. The CBS News data team review of FBI statistics showed that Memphis had the highest rate of violent crime of all major U.S. cities last year. But Memphis police data shows there was a decrease in violent crime in the first 9 months of this year. Ravonda Ligon's 23-year-old son, John Ryan Ingram, was shot and killed trying to break up a fight nearly 3 months ago.
If they're going to be a buffer between them and the police to help minimize the crime, then that's a great thing.
No one is really talking about the real root issues of crime.
Amber Sherman grew up here. The lifelong activist worries federal troops could do more harm than good.
I think it's also the wrong response, of course, to what's happening in Memphis, but also ignores all the work that we've been doing over the last 2-3 years to really make sure that community members have what they need so they aren't committing crimes.
Now, while President Trump didn't say just how soon we could see troops in Memphis, he did say the effort will include more than just the National Guard. Other agencies like the FBI, ATF, even the U.S. Marshals are too being tapped for this new task force. John?
Nicole Valdez in Memphis. Thank you.
The effort will include the National Guard as well as the FBI, ATF, DEA, ICE, Homeland Security investigations, and the U.S. Marshals. And more along the prosecutors. We're going to have DOJ led by U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Tennessee, who is here or not here? Who's that person here?
Not here.
That person is going to be very busy. So we're going to have U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Tennessee. And most importantly, Pam Bondi's here. She's heading it up, and she's doing an unbelievable job.
And as the eyes of the world are on Memphis, I want the world to know that Memphis stands together. This morning, we learned that the president and the governor are looking to bring federal resources to our city, which include the National Guard, which they have the authority to do. I want to be clear, I did not ask for the National Guard, and I don't think it's the way to drive down crime. However, that decision has been made.
And you know, it's just so dangerous that you can't get out of your car, you can't go to the grocery store, you can't go to the market or the service station. So yeah, I want to see the crime stop. And if the National Guard is going to stop the crime, bring them out.
Yeah, folks, sounds very similar to what we heard in D.C. here, man. Sounds like this. It's a different location, but it's the same situation. You got some residents that are going to be supportive of it because, well, they live in the actual city, and they're the ones that are the recipients of the crime. You know, there are people that don't agree with this because, well, they think that the National Guard's going to come there and is going to do something to the citizens. And they think they're going to be harassed by the National Guard. And I've been looking to see if there's been an overreach in D.C. Because I'm prepared to call it the way it is, fam. And my email, my address is still out there, tim@timblacktv.com. Send that content because I've been open. I'm waiting to see it. I didn't see it in D.C. What I saw was National Guard cleaning up parks. I saw National Guard holding it down at different locations in the city, which freed up D.C. police to go do more police work. That's what I thought the agreement was. Now, if you want to make the argument that if you got the National Guard in Memphis, and if they come to Memphis and they're going to be over-policing, well, folks, I just haven't seen evidence that that's what happened here in D.C. Haven't seen it. What I saw was some annoying checkpoints that people didn't like. But based on the feedback from people that live in D.C. that I personally know, people were okay with it. Now, I'll be honest, I'm an older guy, so the people that I know in my circle are a little bit older, 40 plus. And they pretty much got their licenses in order. They don't got crazy tents on their cars, right? So, you know what I'm saying? They're not of the demographic that would have a major problem to begin with. And I guess as a younger person, last thing you really want to hear is that more cops are going to be in the area. But as a younger person, given the amount of crime and the amount of homicides, violence, robberies, carjackings, you're the primary recipient of that pain. In fact, Black Americans are the primary recipients, the primary victims of crime. It's okay not to want to see it continue. And I don't think it's enough just to say, we need more programs. We need more programs. I think some people are programmed to say we need more programs. Knowing damn well we ain't going to get no more programs. And if we do get programs, then it's never going to be as much as we need to actually make the changes we need to see. I tend to believe both things need to happen. You need a police that's there to help lessen, because we all know cops don't prevent all crimes. They can be a deterrent. You ask anybody doing crime, would they rather do crime with a cop present or not? They'll choose for a cop not to be present. I think that's pretty clear across the board. To try to make the argument that cops don't deter crime is just foolish. My 3-year-old will go get a cookie out the cookie jar after I told her not to, but she'll wait till I leave the room first. Anyway, what's going on in Memphis? It looks like it's coming down the pike. He said the ATF, the DEA, the FBI, and ICE. What specifically role does the National Guard really play? I think a lot of it is just theatrics, fam. It's against the law for the National Guard to be police officers. They're not. They can no closer be policemen than they can be doctors. Okay? National Guard is not trained to police. That's why they end up doing things that have nothing to do with police work. Holding a checkpoint and then having an actual cop there to do the checking. They just a show of force. They're not literally doing anything police related because they can't. And if they do, sue them. Sue them, fam. Sue the brakes off of them. Sue the federal government to the point where they're no longer called the National Guard. It'll be Tim and Joe's private security. Yeah, when I get through with them. That's right. I sue them and change the name of their damn wing of their unit. What I'm trying to say is, you can't expect people who've had it up to here with crime to turn down resources. It's easy to say that when you don't live there, when you're not dealing with it, when you're not the recipient of the crime. I don't think it's a plant. I don't think the people are lying when they say they're fed up, they're tired, they're scared, they can't go outside, they're scared to go this way, they're scared to go that way. They just end up dancing in a circle, walking in a circle. Can't even go for a walk and get your exercise on. Walking in a circle. How much cardio can you get if you're scared to go 2 blocks? Might be in the wrong territory. I am tired of seeing black mayors look like a deer in headlights when when this issue arises. Tell the truth, Mayor. I don't know his name. Tell the truth, Mayor. You need the resources. I know it's unfavorable, or a lot of black people are not going to like it. They don't want their baby getting caught up in a dragnet or whatever. But you have some older adults living in your district too. They live in your city as well. And they deserve to be able to go to their damn mailbox or go to the market and not get hit upside the head or have to dodge bullets or step over homeless embankments, homeless enclosures, or homeless people. And that being said, if you're going to clean up the homeless, actually clean them up. Give them a place to stay. Actually do some good. And I hope we can do that. Like, if Trump wants this photo op, and that's really what it is. If he wants this photo op and this feather in his cap, give it to him. But make a demand on your side. Ask for homeless shelters and ask for things that benefit the community. If he wants to do this for a certain amount of time, get something out of it for Memphis. Don't just obstruct. Brandon Johnson got no right obstructing. Help with his non-budget balancing ass. Neither does Westmore. You realize under Westmore, the bond rating of Maryland dropped from AAA to triple B? All that talking and good rhetoric costs Marylanders money. So all I'm saying is, be solution-oriented, not just defensive posturing in order to save face with your electorate, because at the end of the day, it's your job to keep them safe as well. It's for a set amount of time. There's nothing you can do. You can't stop him. Get something out of it. All right. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. That's my strongest opinion. That's my base opinion. That's just how I'm calling it. Send your information to tim@timblacktv.com. And if you have stories of police overreach or National Guard in particular, National Guard overreach, once they get deployed, I'll cover it. Hell, I'll try to find a way to come to Memphis. Yeah, I've been to Memphis before. Well, I went to Tennessee. I don't think it was Memphis. But I've been to Tennessee before. Wouldn't mind going back. All right, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Does this sound like just another photo op, or can something of use come out of this? At least this time you can't say, they don't need it. Memphis has a very high crime rate. I think we all can agree on that. Don't compare this to the 3 strikes laws. Don't compare this to nothing that happened under Joe Biden and Bill Clinton and none of that. This is temporary, and this is not national. Trump doesn't have that type of power. No matter how many times y'all say Trump is a dictator, he can't rewrite the Constitution. He can't make states his own personal playground. Okay? Cocaine laws, the 3 strikes law, the 91 and 94 crime bills under Joe Biden and Bill Clinton, those are the ones that devastated Black America. Not Trump for 30 days sending people to D.C. No. All the coverage and all the negative talk, you'd have think they were the same thing. You didn't have a problem when Biden did it. Some of you wanted to reelect him again. All right. Where are we at here? We're almost done. Candace Owens. She been kirking out. Let's see.
Money and big checks are being written And the pressure was increasing every single day. In fact, he was telling the truth even about Jeffrey Epstein. Take a listen.
Epstein, with his little friend Ghislaine and Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, who was obviously a spy of the Israeli intelligence agencies, but there was something else going on here. Epstein was not some sort of whiz kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was playing a part. Epstein was a LARPer. Epstein was cast for a specific role, and he played it really well. The sweatpants and the Harvard jacket, the kind of disheveled hair, looking as if he was so smart and above the clouds that he was doing advanced mathematic equations on the back of napkins. But if you actually go into some of the videos of people that met with Epstein at the time, they said he was awfully unimpressive when it came to finance and markets and economics. And it's nothing new that if you're in the intel agencies, you want to try and get as much blackmail on powerful people as possible. Easy, not hard. And this is no longer just speculation. First of all, the evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence, Saudi intelligence, or maybe he was just a hired gun. Maybe he was just the guy that countries would go to and park a couple $100 million and say, hey, can you get one of the members of the royal family with a 13-year-old so we can get them to do what we want to do? Members of Congress are actively being blackmailed. The Epstein playbook is being used on a daily basis. Jeffrey Epstein was not a financier. He was not a hedge fund manager. Jeffrey Epstein was a key player in a multi-decade blackmail operation against the most powerful people on the planet.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems to conflict with Bibi's narrative a little bit. Yeah, just a tiny bit. I do want to say this. It's important because I am angry. I will obviously, I pray to move on from this phase, but it's a fire in my belly right now. To those of you who think that you are going to replace Charlie Kirk, okay? Kings are born. You don't just get to depose and tell us that we're going to follow this individual, okay? I'm one of the Masons of Turning Point USA. You put a shill in Charlie Kirk's chair, in Charlie Kirk's company, and you try to tell us to follow that individual, I will be an enemy of you. There will be nothing that can stop me, okay? And I want you guys to understand, this is not a threat. This is a promise. There will be nothing that can stop me. I will release every single text message. So to those of you who are trying that, I'm seeing the messages, I am telling you to back off right now. Like right now, don't do it, okay? Don't you think about it. I know exactly who you are. I know exactly who you were that were exerting pressure. Don't you pretend to be noble now and say nice things about Charlie Kirk and think you're going to slide into his chair, okay? Over my dead body, which I'm sure can be arranged. Now, I'm going to take a pause. We're going to go to some sponsors, and then we're going to get into what we are being told by the agencies. There are definitely some holes. Maybe more is coming out.
Okay. Hey, look. That was released today on Candace Owens' YouTube channel. She seems very committed to her point of view. I saw some people discrediting her point of view. They say that maybe that Candace Owens is just vying for position. She's trying to herself take the mantle of Charlie Kirk. I don't know how that's possible. It's obviously owned by the wife, and the wife will make the determining decision about what happens going forward. Pretty interesting, the political theater that's taking place, though. Got to give it to them. People got knives out on Candace Owens these days. Don't take lightly what she said about, well, not what she said, his words. It's pretty bold words said by a guy who was a Trump supporter. Charlie Kirk here talking about Epstein files. Just kind of laying it all out like somebody maybe not so quietly going along with the MAGA plan of getting off the story. I don't know. I don't know the date of that broadcast. But it did seem like he was a little bold. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. Was Candace Owens kirking out, or she got something there? Is there any there? What she's calling out? I don't know, fam. I tend to believe Candace Owens is a narcissist. Prima donna. Attention grabber. This whole thing with Macron seems like a big waste of time. You y'all know that whole Macron thing about her being a man, that's something they've been saying about her for years. I don't know, man. But I did see a live stream of Candace Owens today, and it had 200,000 people watching. Yeah, I think it was 200,000 people were watching Candace Owens. I don't know if she's attention farming or what, but it's working. And I think this was part of that broadcast, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like this was her today. So yeah, that was it, part of that broadcast. Yeah, it definitely was. So look, guys, it's all over the place. It's a lot of conversation about Charlie Kirk. Still trying to figure out what happened. More is coming out. There will be more to come out during this time. I don't trust anybody right now. I don't trust any motive, anything that's being laid out. Tyler Robinson, they say Trump put out a statement something earlier today saying he believes that they have the right guy. Here's the thing, though. Will he be with us long? You know, accidents happen in prisons. We've learned that, right? And he's not cooperating with the investigators. How does a guy who made a confession, they say allegedly confessed on Reddit to doing it, then gets arrested by turning himself in and then won't cooperate? Seems a little weird. You would think a person that turns themselves into authorities is willing to cooperate. Why is he not talking? I don't know, man. These are questions, open-ended questions. I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. It just doesn't ring true. You know, something doesn't ring true. We're punching above our weight class on this one, Johnson. We really don't know what to believe. But, you know, you got people saying it's totally impossible that there's a Messiah connection to this. Why is that impossible? You seen Brandon Tantrum up here complaining, getting livid and loud, talking about conspiracy theorists and don't desecrate the name of his good friend. In fact, I've seen a couple of black men up here just getting loud about Charlie losing their minds, Johnson. You know, guys, both of you guys are knocking on 50. You ain't knocking no one out. And nowadays, people ain't using these hands like that for that. You look like fools. Like, I can shuck a jive more for Charlie than you. Watch me. I got the stingy leg. Y'all look like a bunch of coon. They're like a bunch of coons having a coon off. But seriously, folks, I have no idea where this is going, but I am going to ride it till the wheels fall off, till we get some type of information on what's happening. Candace Owens went on in a live stream to say, hey, Bibi was pressing out Charlie. It was offering Charlie all types of money to be more lenient towards Israel. And it's Charlie wasn't going for it. And I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if you can even trust Candace Owens. I don't know if that's possible. Sounded very Tasha K-ish. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Sometimes you sound like a mix between Tasha K and what's the one with all the stories about every black performer in the world? Not T.K. Kirkland, that's a guy. I forget her name. Someone knows what I'm talking about. She was like a performer back in the 90s, did neo soul, and now she just exposes people's soul. It seems like she's soulless. But I guess it's paying the bills. Jaguar Wright. That's who I'm talking about. No one gave it to me. I got that one on my own. Yeah. Sometimes Candace Owens nowadays, Candace Owens sounds like a mix. Damn, this is a good line. Okay. Nowadays, Candace Owens sounds like a mix between Tasha K and Jaguar Wright. I don't know which one she's doing. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. I'm just here. I'm watching. I'm keeping an open mind. Someone say, Tim Black, hey, you said Nick Fuentes man had something to do with it? You're getting close. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's stay the course and let's stay focused and keep our eyes open and keep our minds open. Evil lurks. My people, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think, for people. Like, I ain't got it all figured out, but I'm willing to find out. And that's all you can ask for. Once again, that's it. I'm done. Let's go to the comments section. I do got one more clip, but I don't know if I want to get this person that type of play or the type of smoke I got prepared for. I've never commented on him. I don't know if I want to do it. Dr. Kia in the building. Let's cut on the comments, man. Let the comments speak for themselves. We got people talking. Johanna says, take your time, Tim. Yeah, Candace is definitely some kind of mix-up. I don't know, family. I don't know exactly what I know I got to take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if those grains should be kept or thrown out. Yeah, the folks do love Candace. Implant. I don't know who he's talking about. Who been smoking meth and fentanyl? Goodness gracious. Hey, Supreme, is he still with us? Who is this person? Jesus Christ. Damn yum. Profit when you're in the building. I don't know, fam. Oh, God. Malcolm smiling from heaven. There it is. Malcolm smiling from heaven. Yes, he is. Rooster's coming home to roost. That whole thing, right? Buck says, I wish I had old white guy money. Me too, Buck. Charlie Cook. Oh, yo, that's how far back I am? Goodness gracious. That's how far back I am? Damn. They can't wait to be king. There it is. This, fam, Charlie Kirk got lost in the money. Charlie could have been a great leader. Charlie started out in the wrong direction. That is one of the most honest responses that I've heard. That's one of the most honest responses I've heard, Marquin. Give it up for that. Give it up for that. Tissa Tales. Now, I haven't checked her out. Tissa Tales. I've probably seen her content. But Jaguar writes on another level. You got to admit, right? Damn. Last words, gang violence. Yeah? Yeah, people say he started out wrong, but he ended up wrong too. Someone asked you about the mass shootings, and you go to gangs. I'm not saying gangs don't have a problem with gang violence. Yeah, but it's kind of seemed, it seemed petty. Seemed like a petty move. Gosh. I think I'll hold on to this other clip. It is sad. It's sad, y'all. It's late. It's after 2. Damn, it's 2:30. We gone to extra innings already. I'm abusing my moderators, man. I can't do this to them. I don't pay them nearly enough. I want to thank Ebony. I want to thank Buck Bewley. I want to thank Black Mamba for holding it down. Give it up for them, man. I really appreciate y'all. You guys are the best. I want to thank my Timberlake Wolfpack for supporting this channel, making this possible. We do got to keep the show indoors. Can't do this outside. It's mosquitoes and crickets. So thank y'all for doing what you do, man. I appreciate y'all. Become a member of the Timberlake Wolfpack. Get free access, exclusive access, first access to all our content. Go to jointimberlake.com. I'll see you soon. And remember, don't let anybody take your cornbread. That's your cornbread. I see you doing that. I'm gonna have a problem with you. What else we got here, man? Big ups. Big ups to the mods. That's it. I got number love for you. And as always, I gotta say it because I feel it. Wifey told me today one of your babies is loving Rapper's Delight. Is in love with that song from Rapper's Delight. I was like, which one? She said the middle one. So this is for Lala. To the hip hop, the hippie to the hippie, the hip hip, the hippie to hip hip, to the hip hop, the hippie to the hippie, the hip hop, the hippie to don't stop the rocker to the bang bang a boogie to up jump the boogie to the rhythm of a boogie to beat. A bebop, a Scooby Doo. Guess what? America, we love you because you rock and you roll with us so much so you can rock till you're 101 years old. I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast, but I like hot butter on my breakfast toast. So rock it out, baby bubba. Baby bubba to the boogie, the bang bang the boogie to the beat. Beat, show your feet. Go on, everybody. Let's dance to the beat. Have you ever went over your friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? I mean, the macaroni soggy, the peas all mush, and the chicken tastes like wood. And when you try to play it off like you think you can by saying that you're full, and your friend says, man, he's just being polite. He ain't finished. That's bull. Then you walk in the hood with your something.